So now we're going to introduce chapter 2 to you, but actually I'm going to introduce 2 in person, and this video is going to be kind of flipped from normal. It's going to serve as a review and how you say these things and what they mean, because it's a little more complex, and I don't want the video to be like 30 minutes long and not be able to take questions and stuff during it. So I'm going to introduce this live and in person in class, but I do want to give you a chance to hear it again if you are confused. And that's what this video will help me. You could serve as an introduction, as a preview maybe, to what we're going to actually be covering in class. So here we go. This chapter is going to start helping us prepare our ear to recognize when we're talking about boys and when we're talking about girls. There is a difference. It's masculine and feminine. And in the French language, there's a lot of things that have a masculine and feminine difference that we typically don't have in English. We do have some examples of that, like waiter, waitress, actor, actress, okay? But, there aren't a lot of those examples. Well, in French, there's many, many more that we need to worry about, and this is going to help us start developing our ear for French gender differences. And as you can probably guess by looking here at the end of these words, notice that the feminine ones have typically an E at the end. You can see this boy one doesn't, but the girl one does. This boy one doesn't, but the girl one does, and so on, back and forth. And that E changes the pronunciation a little bit, because remember, we don't say the last consonant of a French word unless there's a vowel after it. E, being a vowel, then makes us say those last letters. So the easiest way to review this is just go from the boy form to the girl form, and you can hear quickly the difference. So as you remember, hopefully, or if this is a preview, as you're about to find out, this is français, this is française, français, française. So you can see here I don't say that S at all. Over here I say the S like a Z sound. Français, française. Same thing with the next one. Anglais, anglaise. Anglais, anglaise. Okay, so in the girl forms, you do say those S's as a Z sound. In the boy form, you don't say the S at all. This one is the easiest one to remember because it looks just like our word American, except the accent. Well, a little bit of a difference, I guess. But you have here Américain. Again, you don't say the N. Américaine, you do say the N. Okay? Américain, Américaine. Now that one's a harder one to hear the difference in. So you have to really start developing your French ear to be able to hear it. If I say Je suis Américain, I'm a boy. Je suis Américaine, I'm a girl. Okay? And same thing with Canadian. That one's a little harder to hear the difference, so I'm going to exaggerate it for you. Canadien, Canadienne. If I really hit that N, you can hear it, right? Canadien, Canadienne, Canadien, Canadienne for the girls, okay? So just say them with me here quickly, one after the other. Français, française. Anglais, anglaise. Américain, américaine. Canadien, Canadienne. Okay, so now we're going to use those nationalities, which obviously are French, that's the French flag, English, the flag of the United Kingdom, American, America, Canadian, Canada, right? Okay, so I think you know the nationalities, you just got to know those pronunciations for boys versus girls. Because we're going to use that with these phrases up here. Je suis de, I am from, and then we're going to use the name of a town. Okay, so je suis de Cambridge. Je suis de Cleveland is my favorite example because of the guy in the video. Je suis de Cleveland, je suis de Cambridge, je suis de Mora, je suis de Isanti, whatever it happens to be. And then notice that the I am in a nationality, so je suis Américain if I'm a guy. Je suis Américaine if I'm a girl. Okay? I am American is what those both said. Je suis français, je suis française, I am French. So you might put those together and say, Je suis français, je suis de Paris. I am French, I am from Paris. So the je suis is the same. All we've done is added a de right there to say I'm from, de being the word from, and then the name of a city or a town. Okay? So je suis américain, I am American. Je suis de Cleveland, I am from Cleveland, name of a town. See how that fits together? So those are the statements that are used with that. Sometimes you might ask somebody if they're a certain nationality, like you see them and you hear them speaking and you hear an accent. So you might say, tu es français? Tu es, is how you say it? Tu es? Tu es français? You are French? And was I talking to a boy or a girl there, by the way? Tu es français? I was talking to a boy because I didn't say the S sound. If I said tu es française, that would be a girl I was talking to. So you got to make sure you use the right nationality when you're talking to a person, that you're talking about their correct gender, boys versus girls. And if you're talking about yourself, of course, if you're a boy, you're going to use the, probably you're American, most of us are American, you're going to use the American version of it. Or if you're a girl, you can use the girl form of it. Okay, we do have some Canadians in class, so je suis Canadien. I'm a Canadian boy, is understood. Je suis Canadienne. I'm a Canadian girl, is understood. Okay, so that's how those work. Again, 2A is the same. They just added a de for the word from. So I might say, tu es de Paris? You were from Paris? And they'll say, no, je suis de Dallas. No, I'm from Dallas. Okay? Tu es de Denver? You are from Denver? No, je suis de Dallas. No, I'm from Dallas. Okay? So, let's go through and just say all these vocabulary words one after the other. Tu es de. Je suis de. Tu es. Je suis. Français. Française. Anglais. Anglaise, Américain, Américaine, Canadien, Canadienne. So those form the core concepts for this chapter, and we're going to interchange those things back and forth. But there are some helpful words that you're going to want to know, like we, almost sounds like the number 8, doesn't it? But I'm not saying the T at all. So we is yes, non obviously is no. And the trick here for Americans, non. We're pushing that N up into your nose. You're nasalizing that last sound. So you're not going no, you're going non. You get that little sound right at the end, okay? So oui, non. You already saw this from last chapter. That's a, like et toi. Remember we learned and you. Je m'appelle Bob, et toi. And you, a is the word and. So we could say, je suis américain et canadien. I am American and Canadian. Or je suis français et anglais. I am French and English, if you have mixed ancestry. Okay? That word that a would come in handy. Ou, this word here, ou, is the word or. Ou, or. So you might say, tu es américain ou canadien. Are you American or Canadian? Okay? Or I might say, tu es de Cambridge ou Isanti. Are you from Cambridge or Isanti? Tu es de Hinckley ou de Finlayson. Are you from Hinckley or Finlayson? Okay, so that's where the oo will come in handy. And OC is the word also, but in English also and to are almost interchangeable. Because, I might say, I'm going to have a candy bar also, I'm going to have a candy bar too. It's the exact same meaning. So this one word OC in French covers also or to. So moi aussi, me too, or me also. Okay? Moi aussi, OC, O like the big capital letter O, C like a big capital letter C in English, OC, that's how it's pronounced. So let's say those one after the other. Répétez. Oui, non, et, ou, aussi. And these things are going to be fit in and around these kinds of phrases that we've learned already. So practice with that. In fact, you should know and be able to translate all these sentences here at the end of this little yellow box. So know what tu es français means, as well as know how to say it. And that's what you can practice on your own. And we'll work with this together in class quite a bit more.